Hi everybody, it's Joni with Granny J Clay, and I just wanted to stop by. I promised that I would have a video on how I made these, and this is black, yes, and then I rolled this. Let me show you my little roller over it, which has music notes on it. I rolled it over the black piece of clay, and then once I got done with that, I put on pearl colored powder. Sorry, for some reason that's hard to say at the moment. Anyway, and then I removed the excess with some tape. And I think I've shown you that technique before. And so I thought I would show you how to do this. I tried to do a video earlier. As you can see, I've already started one. And but I got interrupted in the middle of it, and I had to go upstairs and help my husband and then give him something to eat. And so what I'm going to do is I just deleted that video because it seems so choppy that I thought I would just come back and show you what I've done with this and continue on with it anyway. This is white gold glitter clay that I love, love, love. Let me just pick this up and show you how it's shiny. Isn't that pretty? And then I used the same roller, move this out of the way. I used the same roller to roll across it to make the musical notes. And then what I used was, let me see if I can pull that back out again. I just took a brush, and it was this brush that I used, and I dipped it into my Pearl X magenta, and I just brushed the Pearl X magenta all over this. When I was finished, then I just took my Scotch tape, and I'll show you what I did. I just took it like this. I've showed you this before, but I'll show you again. And laid it across like that and pulled up the excess. And as you see, I still have excess, but I want to leave some of that on there. So I won't be doing that anymore. I'll just show you how to do the rest of the project. Okay, and put that back. So what I'm going to do, I think what I'll do is, I do like this size. It's a very nice size for a pendant. And let's see. Here's the other one. This one isn't completely finished yet. This one is. I put the bail on it, and then I did resin over the bail. I glued the bail on. I have so many of these, I just wanted to get rid of some of them. So I glued the bail on, and then I also resined over it. And this one has not been resined at all. And I want to go around and sand the edges a little bit, but it's been baked. So it is ready for me to do that whole process. I'll sand it, and then I'll glue on my bail, and then I will resin over that. But let me just show you the rest of this. So all I have to do is, you pick the clay you want. I love working with black lately. It just seems to really, it just makes things pop. So let's see, I'm going to make that same size again. Maybe I'll make it in this, though. Let me just dig here a little bit. And here I'm digging around. I think I'll make it in this instead of the circular one. So I'm going to put it up here because that's really... This treble clef didn't... for some reason, I must not have pressed hard enough because it didn't raise up enough to my liking. So I'm going to put this here and just kind of line it up. Let's see if I can bring you in a little bit closer. So, okay. And I like to make the treble clef, straight up and down. So that should do it right there, I think. Yeah. There we go. Just going to push this down. I'm not using my plastic wrap for this, which makes it a beveled edge. I think we'll get a nice edge with this. So let's just see how this works anyway. Hopefully it'll be a nice edge. And pick that up. Isn't that a pretty shape? Yeah, I like that shape. All right, so I'll pick that up, and we'll pick, let me see, which one do I want to use? I've got this round one. And I like them to have a little bit of a curve to them. And so I'm going to take this one and I'm going to rub off the edges because there's usually a little bit of fringe stuff that kind of shows, you know, a little extra from the clay. And then I'm just going to take this and lay it right in the center, or as much in the center as I can anyway. And that's still not quite there. It'll be fine either way, but I want to sort of get it in the center here. There, that's a little bit, well. All right, I'm going to make do with that. And then I just kind of very lightly tap the palm. I'm going to open this back up again. The palm of my hand over it like this, just lightly. Okay, so that is ready now to go into the oven. So that's what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to also make some earrings for this set. So I'm going to come down, let's see here. I'm going to come right there. I'm trying to get some of the notes. And I'll get that one. And pull that up. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'll grab another one of these. I'll grab my oblong one. I have 4 of them. I've got 3 of the round ones and this oblong one that I use for burnishing a lot. So let me just put that there. And now let's get another cutting. And I think this would be good right here. Okay. As you can see, I have room to get other things out of there too. I'm going to set that aside, however, for the moment. I'll just get a tile and lay it on the tile, and then I can come back to it when I want to. And I'm going to get another tile. Well, I don't need a tile, I guess. Keep forgetting I don't need a tile when I have they're called steel soaps. You're supposed to put them by the sink. And when you cook with garlic or onions, you're supposed to wash your hands with it. It's supposed to take the smell away. But I've never used it for that, so I don't know if it really does that or doesn't do that. Okay. So there's that one and that one. Okay. And this one. I guess I put these 2 upside down, but that's okay. Or one of them upside down. So I'm going to go pop these in the oven. I'm going to bake them, and then I'll be back. While that is in the oven, I am going to show you how I come up with, let me just show you, with these. Aren't those pretty? And I like to have them look jagged on the outside a little bit. And here's a silver one. And I think, let's see here if I've got a pink one to show you. I do. There's a pink one. You'll notice with these that the turquoise one has resin on it. So let me show you how I do this. This is kind of fun. This is my, excuse me, I have a folder that has hearts on it. So you can emboss or deboss, whichever one. And on this one I'm going to emboss. And what I take is my handy dandy Reynolds wrap. So let's just take some of that. There we go. And I am going to, you'll notice that I have some different colors on here from some of the inks that I put on here. I kind of layered them and blended them together to make some of my other jewelry that I showed you earlier today. But I'm going to take this and I'm going to make sure it indents in or it embosses. Okay? Not deboss, but okay. Let me show you how this works. I'll just put this here. I don't think that ink is going to bother it, but put the shiny side down, bring this over, and then I'm going to grab one of these and I'm going to emboss it. And what I'm going to do while I'm doing that is just take the rest of this off and lay that aside. Okay. And you notice how it makes kind of creases? I like that as you emboss it. Should be doing it on the other side too. I'll just do both. Now you can really see the pretty colors, can't you? Okay, there we go. In case you've forgotten what that was, let me show you a couple of the pieces. That's what I got from doing that. Now the backs of these aren't finished yet, but that's what I did with those. I used this folder. Okay, so let's see. All right, we have some that pop out, some that pop in. You know what? I like the popping out ones better. Maybe that's what I used. I think that is what I used. So I'm going to take something now. I'm going to take some ink, or yeah, I could do ink if I wanted to, and just rub the ink on it. But I think what I did before is I just took some paint, and then I let it dry. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Let's see, what paint shall I pick today? Let's see. I think what I'll do is, it doesn't necessarily mean I'll use this one, but I'm going to use pink. I have several turquoise pieces left and silver ones left, you know, just plain, and then the pink ones. These were a little bit darker pink. I'll show you. And then this is a lighter pink. So let's see what this looks like. And then I'm just going to rub this on there. Get a little one of my handy dandy yogurt cups and put some paint into it. Okay, set that aside. And see, there I have it in there. And now I'm going to use one of my larger brushes that's more fluffy. And I'm just dipping it like that. I'm just going to go over it very lightly, like that. And yes, I just got some on my finger. Okay. And then you just keep painting it until it depends on how many you want. But, you know, sometimes when you start cutting, you accidentally cut too far or you cut an edge off. So make some extra while you're doing it. Now, you could... It's this, you know, you don't have to use hearts. You can use whatever you want to use. So I'm just going to paint over this. And I'm missing this part back here, so I'll just get that too. There's no rhyme or reason to it, but you can see how the hearts show up. It's pretty. No, I didn't see this on YouTube anywhere. I guess I came up with it myself. So, not that it's the best idea, but it's kind of a fun idea to do. Okay. Now what I want to do is I'm going to grab a paper towel and I'm going to wipe a little bit of this off. And then I'm going to go back over it again, kind of loosen up my brush a little bit and just go like that. And let it fall as it may. Picking up a little bit of it. Okay, now what I'm going to do is set that aside and it has to dry. It will dry, and then once it's dry, then I will add the resin to around the edge, because I think that'd be pretty for this one too. So I will be back once this is dried and once my hearts or my other cabochons are out of the oven. Okay, I changed my mind. I'm going to use my heat gun to dry this. Let's see if this works. I won't get real close, but close enough. This would make it easier if it dried a little bit faster. Oh, that brings out those lions. I kind of like that. Although I don't know if I'll really use them all. Let's see how we're doing here. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's very cool. It's drying, except it's not quite as dry over there. Okay. I'll show you my heat gun as soon as I'm done. I'm holding it close and then taking it away, and holding it close and taking it away. All right. It's called Heat Tool by Darice, D-A-R-I-C-E. I have embossing folders with the Darice name on them as well. Okay, so I'll set that aside. And now what I think I'll do is, let me just clean that little bit of a mess I have up there. I kind of, I guess it really wouldn't make any difference if it's cleaned up or not, but for now, I just want it cleaned up so the back of this doesn't get all icky. All right, and then I've got this, I can wipe that off. Okay, now we'll bring it in and I'll show you how I put on my my resin that has glitter in it. I'll show you that. You remember my little tools. I have these little tools. It's called a tester. And some of them are called, what are they called? Micro brush. I'll show you this one too. It's a micro brush. So I use this one and I use this. And some of my blue ones, the little foam pad has come off at the back or at the top. And I still use that. And I may use that right now. We'll see how it works. But these get into little tiny places and they're very helpful. All right, so let's see if I can bring over I got a little bit of resin here. It's kind of gooey, but I save this. After I mix my resin and my glitter together and I use it, I save it. If it happens to dry out when I come across my next project, that's okay. I don't worry about it. I just let it dry out. Let me just find a place for my brush. And I'm going to bring that over. And all I'm going to do is use this little brush and make sure I get it into the resin that has the glitter. And just kind of give it a little twist. And now I'm going to come around like this. And if it goes in the wrong spot, not big a deal. That's not big a deal. A big deal. Sorry, I can't talk today. Okay, there we go. Well, and that's what happened. There it went. So what I'm going to do is, I'll show you why it's not a big deal. I'm going to pick up my other brush that has a thing on it. I'm going to pick it up, wipe it off, go back and get the rest. Okay. So we got that one done, like that. Believe me, I have lots of spills that I always have to clean up. That's the name of the game when you do crafts, right? Or make things. I guess people call it, say you're a maker. And I guess that's true. You make things. Okay. I'm going to do a few of these. And then I'm going to put it under the UV light so the resin hardens and it will be ready for when my cabochons comes out of the oven. And I'll show you the whole process from beginning to end. I'll just pause my video and you won't know the difference, hopefully. But I want you to see it all. So you just do that. It's kind of fun. This looks like it needs a little bit more down here. And some of that is leaking back. So I'm going to get some of that off. Take it off. Take that off. That came up a little bit too far. Take that off. See how you can just kind of grab at it and finish it like that? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick this under my UV light. Just real quick here. And it can kind of nuke it quick for me. I'll just leave it under there for a few seconds or so. And while I'm at it, I will show you this. What I do is I just, once the cabochon is out of the oven, I will take the heart depending on which one I use. I don't know if I'll use those pink ones or a turquoise or what yet, but I glue it on to here. And as you notice, I use, let's see, which one is it? This big one or this big one? I have 2 shears that cut zigzags. Maybe you can see them that way. Move that over. See, that's one. And this is another one. And then I'll just use, I probably will use this one that's a little bit littler. I think that's what I used before, but you'll notice it has smooth scallops. Yep, that's what I did. And this one has pointy ones. So I could come back in and cut and make the areas pointy if I wanted to, but you can get them pointy with this one too. So we'll just see how that goes, but I just thought I would share that with you so you know. Let me see if they're hardening. Yep, they're hardening. Okay, let me just get it out. And I think what I'll do is I want to just cut out, this is my old hair scissors. I'm going to just kind of cut around these other ones because I might use them. So I'm just going to cut around those if I can. This is not sharp anymore. And I'll just have these 2 available. And then I can do some more cutting around them if I want to. But they are hard enough so I can do this. Let me see what this looks like. It's already kind of jagged. I like the jagged look, but see how I go in and I just kind of clip it? And I get a little bit of a jagged look. And I'm going to go right here. And I'm going to clip that there. And it's still kind of sticky. The resin is a little sticky. So I can put it back under the light, the UV light, if I want to. Okay, I like that. And let's see. Maybe I can clip a little bit more out of that. Pull that off. Oh, I kind of like that. Okay. No, that's too boxy. Get that one off too. Okay. So there's one I could use. Now that's pretty big, and this one's a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to clip around it like that. I think most of you probably have foil, aluminum foil. And, you know, don't limit yourself to making hearts. You sure can do a lot of different things and add it to your work. And plus you resin over the whole thing again. So, okay, there they go. There we go. So I've got 2 done that I could use. So we'll see how it goes. Once they come out of the oven, I'll show you, but see how you can put these on? Let me show, see? That'd be pretty, wouldn't it? If I had it in view, it would be helpful. That would be pretty, real pretty. But I really like the jagged look on it. So we'll put this aside, and my pieces are about ready to come out of the oven, so I'll be back in a second. I am back. Well, as you can see, I got them out of the oven, and they aren't nearly as bright as they were when they went into the oven. And I chose I decided to put a turquoise heart on there. These just didn't look right. The 2 pinks are off, so I'll save those for another project, but I just decided I'd do this anyway. I glued it on with E6000, so I'm kind of waiting for it to dry. And then I'm going to, see, that's the back of it. Isn't that sparkly and pretty? And then what I'm going to do is, I think I'll do it right now actually, is I'm going to put some resin on it. I'll show you how I do that. I've got this little, oh, it looks like a beehive, doesn't it? And I lay my, I cut it in pieces. This was like a hot pad. And because it has little areas where the resin can drip down into it, I use it for some of my pieces. Now let me just bring in my resin, which is this. UV resin. This is 500 grams, so it's a nice big bottle. And it's Decor Rum. I think I've shown that before as well. But it comes ready to go. You don't have to mix it. So that's really nice. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some right in the middle. I'm going to try to get a little bit on the heart so it'll stay there. And then I'm going to, I was going to use my brush to brush it on, but I think I'll use my toothpick. You'll see people using toothpicks a lot to do this. And I'll just take it to the edge as best I can do without getting too many bubbles. And generally, because I have this heart on here and it sticks up just a little bit, I will resin it a second time. But you really can't see the musical notes very well. We'll see what happens once we have the resin on. They're faint. You can faintly see them, but I wanted them to be very visible, like on the black, but they're not. They're not very visible at all. I still love this white gold glitter. I'm going to put a little bit more right there. Whoops. White gold glitter clay. It's so gorgeous. Ah, so gorgeous. Okay. Bring some this way a little bit. Okay. Just trying to make it to the edge here. And maybe even under it a little bit so it'll help keep it there. And I think we're good. Okay, and there goes my timer upstairs. If you can hang on, I'll go get that in a second. But, okay, so that's the resin. Now I'm going to put it in and under my UV light for a little bit here, and I usually do, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. You don't have to do 30 minutes, but look at how that glitters. Isn't that gorgeous? And I can make out the musical notes by seeing them here so close, but you might not be able to. So let's just put it in and see how it comes out. I will do the earrings as well. I don't add anything to the earrings. I don't add a heart to the earrings, so I will be back soon. Okay, I'm back. I did put some resin on this, and you really can barely see it. I can see it if I hold it so the light doesn't glare on it. You can't probably see it that way, though. I don't think you can. So you can see the music notes on it, but it's barely legible. But it's pretty. It'll do. And these you can see the notes on these as well, but you really have to look. So what I would say after doing that is I like these better. This is just definitely better when you put it on the black. But that, sparkle on that is something else. Now I'm going to also resin the back. And I won't need any sparkle resin or glitter resin because this sparkles so much. But at least I showed you how to do it. And I would definitely start with black because it will probably give you the best results, or a darker color. Or if you use the white gold glitter, then use black on there. Perhaps that would show better rather than this pink that I used, or magenta. So that's it for today. I just thought I would show you what I was doing. I went ahead and drilled a few of my bird cages at the top, and then I put a little glitter on the back of those. So I thought I'd show you that a little bit. And I did the flowers and this bird cage as well. This seemed to pucker a little bit. I don't know if you can tell it or not. The resin did when I drilled it. So I may have to drill these before I resin from now on. Okay, well that's all for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. It was a little disjointed here and there, but I think you will maybe take away a few things from it. God bless you all. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.